It seems we skipped autumn and went into some hellish weather. As I recall, the summer was an uncomfortable kind of hot. It was humid, the air didn't move, and when it did move, it was hot air. I'd never experienced hot wind before, and it was a shock. I guess it had to do with all the concrete around, but it was still a shock. So imagine my surprise when it went from approximately 36 degrees Celsius one day to 25 degrees the next, and then 12 degrees the day after. The temperature had dropped approximately 24 degrees in 2 days, and then the rain started. It rained endlessly, and whenever I consulted the weather, it just said more rain was in the cards. In fact, it's raining right now. It was all so strange and bizarre, almost like someone somewhere is toying with the weather and laughing hysterically at our palpable confusion. Anyway, the weather be damned. Summer is over, and I never really got to enjoy it, for a plethora of reasons. First of all, I was working at the language school, which in itself is lovely, but you don't get the normal students who you know. You get the summer crowd who want magical results in a few weeks, or are using summer classes to tick off some sort of learning checklist. Like, hey, I've tried English classes. Tick. The second reason was the weather. Yes, that seems to be a constant theme in this video at the moment, I know, but bear with me. The summer, apart from the raging heat, brought its own brand of hell, notably the Asian tiger mosquito. I didn't know what was going on until I realized I was getting bitten from my clothing. I mean, have you ever had a mosquito bite you through your clothing? I haven't, but they were everywhere. I guess what made the entire thing intolerable was the scarring I got from the mosquito bites. I'm still trying to fade some ugly scars months later. I guess the scars made me more self-conscious. I'd had a similar issue with my skin as a child in Nigeria. I was quite rough and boisterous and would get into all types of scrapes. And as I approached my teenage years, I realized I wanted to be pretty and have completely clear skin. My doctor in London, a lovely upper middle class Englishman, said no. At the time I was upset that he wouldn't let me have laser surgery to remove the scars. But he was of the opinion that I was young. I was approximately 14 years old. He believed it would all go away, or I would find a simpler way of dealing with it, rather than traumatizing my skin. And he was right, I did, in the form of fade creams just a few months later, where I would apply a little dab of fade cream to the bite, and eventually the dark scars would fade away. However, I had no such time this summer to respond to the mosquito onslaught, as by the time I realized they were there, it was too late, and I was covered in bites and bruises. So I just began covering up whilst outdoors. Now, the third reason I didn't get to enjoy the summer, mosquito trauma aside, was because I was constantly cash-strapped. I was investing money in glorious ideas and projects, and whilst wonderful, it meant I was constantly spending as much as I could till the next amount came in. It may sound bizarre, but I bought camera equipment for filming, as I couldn't work with my phone anymore. Editing on your phone will drive the sanest person insane. I've lost so many videos these last few months, and it's driven me up the wall. The only way you can be successful with filming and editing with your phone is if it's a one-shot video and you just upload it afterwards. There was also the saga of the very expensive laptop that didn't arrive. No, not stolen, not at all, just stuck in customs. Have you ever had 2 different laptops become stuck in the process and then have to negotiate an entire return from a different country? It's very stressful. And I want to add, whilst you're also trying to order another one. Nonetheless, I'm a positive person, And I know that things and seasons don't always go as planned, and that's fine. That's life. So here we are at the start of a rather tumultuous, wet and miserable autumn. People still look unhappy, but I'm determined to make the most of it. Get my space tidied up and organised, work on my skin and hair because they really need work. Get more walks in, because I need walks for my mental health and fitness, and just keep a tidy and meditative space. I'm still trying to get on top of my cleaning schedule as well. That never ends. I know that the changing of the seasons is supposed to be meditative and healing, like a chance to start anew and rid ourselves of the sins of the past. Be reborn in a way, if you prefer that terminology. I always see the season as a challenge. I tend to think, okay, Oyinda, you have 3 months left of the year. You had better make it count. And then I get to it. One way I remind myself to get things done is take note of people who haven't made it. And we all know there'll be people around our age or much younger who have had their lives taken away from them or taken their own lives, or possibly haven't had a choice in any of it. And I remind myself that I have to seize the new season and take advantage of it in all its glory, wetness and splendour, because I'm alive. I go out and I enjoy the weather, as awful as it might be, because there'll be little details that'll be enchanting and perhaps inspiring. And that is what I intend to do. Just live for the autumn and live for the season. And I'll be grateful for every bit of it because I'm healthy, alive, and I'm in charge of my own life. Until next time.